Shalom, this is Rabbi Menashe East from the Mount Freedom Jewish Center in Randolph, New Jersey. I'm very happy to share a word of Torah in honor of the Greater Metro West community for Parshat Beshalach and the Shabbat of Shirah, the Shabbat of Song. Now, the thoughts that are on our minds today, and has always been on the minds of Jewish leaders and Jewish people and Jewish community and families, is how do we stay connected? How do we help our kids and our grandkids and our families and friends stay connected? Mostly the concern is that we're not speaking the same language, is that we feel like our values are different and that the words that made sense to us no longer make sense to them. And so I want to share something from this week's Torah portion, which hopefully will give some encouragement and shed some light. And the Torah portion begins with the Jewish people heading towards the lands of the Plishtim, the Philistines. And God says, instead of taking the Jewish people straight through that land on the way toward freedom, that would have been too dangerous and frightened the people. So instead, God is Vayasev Elokim. God takes the people on a roundabout way, the longer journey. Now that seems like a minor point in the Torah. However, Maimonides, in his philosophic treatise, the Mora Nevuchim, the Guide to the Perplexed, takes this idea and expands on it. He says that God's way in that moment demonstrates that a way that God is with the Jewish people and with the world in general. That God takes us on a roundabout way. And his example is that when the Jewish people lived in Egypt, they were steeped in the ways of paganism and pagan culture. In the way that the Jewish people were going to move into monotheism had to be moved about in a roundabout way. So the Jewish people couldn't simply go from pagan culture, which offered animal sacrifices as part of their worship of God, to prayer service as it looks now in our temple, in our synagogue space, where we open a book and use words and speak from our hearts. It had to go on a roundabout way by bringing sacrifices and animal sacrifices as part of our communal worship and part of our path toward monotheism. And that, for me, is an essential teaching about how we go ahead and we engage Jews of all types, and how we try to make the Jewish values and Jewish teachings relevant. That we understand for ourselves that it makes sense, that Jewish life is beautiful, and that there's so much to be proud of, and there's so much that we've achieved. But it doesn't always mean that for everyone in the community, and maybe not yet. And so we need to be able to say, well, things go in a roundabout way. If I want to engage these people, if I want to connect these families, if I want to encourage my children and grandchildren, then maybe what's worked for me isn't exactly what's going to work for them. That I need to find language and ideas and be patient and to have faith and to trust them. That sometimes it's the roundabout. It's not going to be from point A to point B in a direct straight line, but it's going to be a circle. It's going to take a little bit longer. And that's what God is teaching us in this Torah portion. Sometimes the long road is the short way. And I just want to bless all of us. This is Shabbat Shirah, this Shabbat of Song. How do you have a song that only is one note? A song is a melodic, it's harmonic. There are many notes, and many scales. We all have to fit, we all have to be able to make a song that's with a lot of different sounds and shades and attitudes. And that's what the Jewish community needs from us. Let's try to value each other for who we are, accept each other, and walk together, that's a song that we can sing for generations to come. Shabbat Shalom.